Lance Hall here for the Metal Pit. Happy to welcome Adam and Stacy from Savage Master tonight. How y'all doing?
Doing
Great.
good.
Glad
Thanks
to be
for having us.
Good to have you there, Stacy. Of course, we have chatted for 10 years now, right?
Yeah.
Many times. First time chatting with Adam. Good to have you aboard.
My pleasure.
You guys, this last album, Dark and Dangerous, came out March 28th on Shadow Kingdom Records. Killer album.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The one thing I noticed immediately is this is a little more, the word that comes to mind is polished as opposed to the previous albums. Was it a conscious effort or did it just happen this way?
Definitely a conscious effort.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Cool.
Just try, I've said this before, but I feel we did four straight albums in the same style. I think Goes 100 Night showed that we were going to progress this direction somewhat.
Yeah.
And so it was definitely a conscious effort to make something expanded.
Like still in the Savage Master world, but to expand that world. Everybody in the band has varied musical influences, so it was cool to explore some of those things out further.
That's the thing. It was definitely still Savage Master. Just a great sound. I liked it. It had a warmth to it as I was listening to it. The sound was the vibe I got out of it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. Let's talk about the title and the cool cover pick. Where Dark and Dangerous come from? How'd the picture come about?
We had several other possible titles for it. Not several, but at least three that we've been discussing. And it's just one of those things like where you are just thinking one day and suddenly the title hits you. Like I don't really know how.
We were all working on it and trying to figure it out in the band. And then Adam just had this Dark and Dangerous idea. And we were all like, yeah, that fits with the songs. And so we went with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was pretty
ties everything together.
It's an epiphany moment of that title. And then it fit so well that everybody was immediately like, yes, of course.
We knew it was the one.
Cool. Awesome. And how about that cover photo?
Same. We had done a couple of photo shoots to try to get the album cover. Originally, the album cover was going to be somewhat like those kind of gothic romance novels from the 70s and early 80s with a lady with a candelabra, a white dress in front of a castle type, those kind of dark romance novels. That's really what we were going for. We shot that image three times, maybe at least two major photo sessions to do it, and then a third one where we tried to do it, and none of them really worked out or captured it exactly. On the inside of the album, you'll see a picture of Stacy that we were going to use for it, but then I just had the idea there's an area close to where we live that has a perfect little cave, like
trees.
Cave.
Yeah.
And we had been over there a few times, and I just thought, we need to take we want. It started to appear in my head what it might look like. And we just went over one day and did it. And we probably did maybe 8 versions of those poses before we got it. But then once we got it, we knew we had it. As soon as I seen it, I thought, yeah, this is perfect. And it just did a little side note for the album cover. If you're looking at it, you'll see there's a character in the background with a candelabra, like a witch monster kind of thing in the cave.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it, that's my mother in that outfit.
Really?
It is.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome.
My 75-year-old mother is in that costume.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
We shot that like maybe a block from where we live right now.
That's cool. Stacy, how do you do with all these photo sessions? There's been thousands of pictures taken of you, of course, with everything. You've got a great image, a great look for this. So is it a labor of love? Is it something you endure?
Probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
It depends. Like some of the shoots that he was talking about that didn't quite pan out. There's just so much to it. What we were trying to do there was I think it was a church building, right? We had originally.
The first one was a mansion.
Yeah.
It was in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's the first one we shot. And there, the inside photo, our friend Ava shot that. And the inside photo that you see on the album of Stacy in front of a mirror, she shot that photo as well inside the mansion. But for one
the outside shot, it was Fort Wayne in the spring. It was really cold. It was like windy. It was just, the light just wasn't right. So times like that, it does feel more struggle. And but then when it's going, it's just a lot of fun.
And when you get back to the results and they're good, it doesn't
It's
really,
worth it.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I want to jump in and talk about some of the songs. I made some notes on a few of them. Track 1 and 2, the way it leads into with 3 Red Candles was just an epic intro. Then Warrior's Call is just a killer intro. You guys are fans of like horror movies, stuff like that, where you're going for that horror movie opening, then jump
Yeah.
right into the song?
Yeah.
Definitely. Something to kind of lull the listener in, and then bam, Warrior's Call hits so hard. Definitely. And also, I think that song's probably the most horror-inspired song on the album. And horror and occult inspired that song. So we wanted that front and center. So Savage Master fans immediately knew that what they were getting. It was going to be another solid album. And as the album unfolds, you get a little bit more with it.
Yeah. Do you see that being like an opener to a live show?
Yeah, we've discussed doing that. We just started opening with Hunt at Night from Those Who Hunt at Night. And I think we'll probably stick with that for a little while because it's working really well. But originally, we were going to open our hero sets and our 2 Minutes to Tulsa sets with the Warrior's Call.
Cool. Excellent. Black Rider, I love the line, I'm a child of the stars. That's really cool. That hooked me right in there. Where did the inspiration for that one come from?
Man, that's just another one of those where I was working on lyrics, and I kind of love the concept of being a universal human, like living in the expanded universes of everything that exists. Like our world is so small and tiny here on Earth that I love looking at the expanse of space and the concept that I'm a child of the entire universe, not just like a human, but I'm a child of all existence and stuff like that. And the song is really about a lone wolf kind of person who's on a search for their own truth through the whole of the universe and all that exists. And that's the point of the song and where we were going with that. And also, I think in some ways we're all still children. Inside, we're all kids. Like you never quite grow up completely. And if you do, you're probably not that cool. So to me, like I always see things through a certain childhood perspective because so many things influenced me as a kid that made me the person I am now.
Cool. With the lyrics, do you both collaborate on the lyrics? This obviously sounds like an idea you had.
Yeah, usually sometimes I'll have like a strong idea for the lyrics or I'll create a melody and then Stacy will fill in some of the blanks. Like I'll have a certain amount and she'll fix the rest of it.
Yeah.
Because often what happens.
Stacy, how often do you, and I'm thinking of, I read an interview a long time ago when Maiden came out with the Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. And of course, Steve Harris wrote it, and Bruce Dickinson said, how the hell do you expect me to remember all this? Does Adam come to you every once in a while with lyrics and you say, how the hell do you expect me to sing all this?
I've had moments like that, like where I'm like, okay, that's a lot of words in this line. Are you sure I can do this? But it works out. And lyrics is the hardest part. Learning the vocal melody is very easy in most cases, unless it's some kind of weird rhythm or something. But generally, the melodies come very easily as far as learning them. And then lyrics is the thing I have to really sit and go over until I've got it memorized for a while.
Definitely. I'm going to skip down to track 6, Screams from the Cellar. Love the title. I'm thinking of what's the song? Don't Go in the House or Don't Look in the Cellar. Wasn't that a horror movie?
Oh, yeah.
So great title. I like the guitars and bass really jumped on me. And I love the outro vocal. The way your vocal was on the outro, the echoey going out, fade.
Yeah.
Brilliant, you know?
Thank you. Thank you.
That was a choice made by Arthur Risk. He produced, kind of semi-produced, mixed and mastered the album. And that was just a choice that he made for the ending of that song. Very cool. He did a great job.
Definitely. Never Ending Fire. My note for this song is the best song that Judas Priest never did.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a high compliment.
A lot of people accuse me of ripping off Running Wild on that one. The band, not the Judas Priest song. But so that's cool to hear Priest. Definitely
for me, I had a Priest vibe to it.
That's awesome. I think that's one of the most rock and roll songs on the album.
Definitely. Track 8, Devil Rock. I love the video. Give us a little backstory on that. That looked really cool. Where was it shot? How did it come about, you know?
We used me and my friend Matthew Davis. We're Future Storm Productions, and we've done most of the videos we've done as a band have been by me and him. This one was much more thought out. I really wanted to tap into this horror movie aspect of, for sure, Lucio Fulci and Hammer and stuff like that. I wanted to tap into that, but also wanted to make it a little bit about satanic panic in a way. and touch on like the lyrics are tongue in cheek in some respects too. I'm going to steal your soul and all this kind of stuff, because I think there's a certain portion of society that actually believes that heavy metal is devil music and it will steal your soul. And of course, we all know differently, but there's definitely a still portion of people out there, maybe even growing now, who believe in all this kind of demonic stuff. And you know what I'm talking about, all the cartoon aspects of it. And so a lot of the influence for the song was that, and also some things like, I like to mention this, TV appearances, like kind of satanic rock TV appearances that I'd seen. There's a Chips episode with a character named Moloch, and he's a devil rocker. And the episode's actually called Devil Rock. And that's where I got the idea from. And he goes out and everybody's the same thing. It's satanic panic. Everybody's really worried about what he's doing. But in reality, he's like a regular guy, just like the rest of us. We're all just doing our art. And so that was the build up to the meaning of the song and what it was doing. And then the video, of course, is pretty immersed in Hammer type imagery and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I also just want to shout out to Jinx Dawson for doing the intro to that song.
In some ways the song like is definitely a tribute to her as well, because we felt like occult rock, Black Sabbath gets a lot of attention for it, and justly. I'm not saying that, but I think Jinx and Coven, there's a lot of the stuff that we're doing, a lot of other bands are doing, Lucifer, these kind of bands that wouldn't be doing this without her existence and without her influence, and how much that first Coven album actually means to a lot of us.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And the imagery too on that album carries through to what we do at this moment still.
Very cool.
The other
Track 10, When the Twilight Meets the Dawn. Fabulous title once again. And my note here says, holy face melt. That just melted my face.
That's great. That one's, I don't know if it's obvious. It might not be obvious to people, but that song is actually a sequel to the song on Those Who Hunt at Night called The Hangman's Tree.
Okay.
And this song lyrically continues that after the person has been hanged in the hangman's tree. This is how their spirit lives through onward and through the West. And it's another Western themed song, but it's a direct sequel to that song as well.
Nice. We're going to get a trilogy out of it?
I don't know. Maybe so.
Possible. Yeah.
And
it's definitely in my head. I like Western themed songs. Anything that steps a little bit out of our bounds.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Track 11, Cold Hearted Death, just epic. Stacy, I'm not blowing smoke up your butt on this. I thought this was your finest vocal I've ever heard.
Thank you.
Yeah, she did great.
Really good.
Knocked it out.
Yeah.
Fantastic job.
There are not too many ballads, if any, in the Savage Master catalog. How was it downshifting down to do a ballad for you, Stacy, on this?
I really enjoyed it. We have had some, like what was it?
On Hunted Night, we started this on Hunted Night with The Death of Time.
Death of Time, yeah.
And on the first record,
Altar of Lust. That's what I was.
That's not a ballad, but it's
doomy.
Doomy.
Yeah. And then even Queen Satan is doomy.
The Death of Time was the first one. We really slowed it down into this gear. And after we did that one, I thought, I think we can do more songs like this that are not change the whole sound to that, but each album could have a piece that is mellower and darker and slower.
But really heavy and big.
Yeah. Big,
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Did you have to approach it vocally a little different, Stacy, or?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a different vocal style than especially some of the earlier stuff we've done. But early on, we used to cover Rainbow Demon by Uriah Heep. And so in my life, I've sung lots of different styles, maybe not in Savage Master through all of our early albums, but I thought it was really cool to be able to expand and explore different aspects of my vocal range.
And lyric, it's a
exploration of emotions, like more heavy and serious. And
there's a lot of that on the new album.
Yeah,
more
definitely.
emotional.
You say you sung different things like that. Somewhere out there is a version of you, Stacy, doing "I Will Always Love You."
That's not out there. But...
No. Gotcha.
I'll be like that girl on the meme that gets mad when she tries to hit the note.
The power of love, but she won't.
Yeah, there you go. The other thing I noticed about this album when I got done is you had 11 tracks, but it clocked in just under 40 minutes. It's the perfect thing of what you always talk about with a meal. You want to eat until you're full, but you don't want to overstuff yourself.
Yeah.
You want to be,
Definitely.
and I got that with this album. I was completely fully satisfied by the end, but I wasn't
Fantastic.
overstuffed with a 50-minute deal.
I think that's all based in all the classic albums that we love are about that approximately that time.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of our songs are in a certain formula where they're 3 to 4 minutes long, and that's about where it lands when you do one.
Yeah.
Do we have any more videos in the pipe coming down?
We'll be making another one this summer for Never Ending Fire. It should be out by the end of the summer.
All right. Never Ending Fire. Oh, that's why Priest like song. I'll be looking forward to that one then.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys have been going out on tour where you're going overseas in May, then you're hitting
Yes.
East Coast in Canada in June,
Yeah.
and you're playing Montreal on a Saturday night at Piranha Bar, and I'm hoping maybe to get I would love to get up and see you guys that night. So
Yeah. Let us know if you're coming out.
Yeah, we love that.
I'm still livid at myself that I missed it when you guys came to that church in Brattleboro.
Oh.
Oh, what a fun show that
Municipal
was.
waste.
Yeah, that was a great
Yeah.
show. That's a really wild venue.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never been there. And then when I saw it, I'm like, why did I not hear of this? I would have been there in a heartbeat. But
You're literally playing in like a hollowed out Catholic church, like
Yeah.
an old school Catholic church.
It was wild.
Doesn't
But how
sound
was
the
the-
greatest, but it looks great.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
That's true. Yeah.
Who is someone that you've toured with where you've looked at up on stage, whether you've opened or closed with them, and you said, holy crow, I cannot believe I'm out on tour with this band?
Gosh,
That's a hard one.
that's a hard one, really. We toured with so many good people. Some of the weird ones would be like, I Hate God. When we went out with I Hate God, that's very far from what we do, but
Mhm.
it's also like an extremely legendary band. And to be out there with them night after night and see how they do it, that's
Yeah.
pretty great.
Yeah.
Guar would be
Yeah. Guar, that was a lot too, because seeing the load-ins for Guar were very early. They had 2 semi trucks full
They
of
have so much
stuff.
stuff to do.
They had all this set up. They had people putting plastic up over all the monitors because of all the blood
And
stuff they spray. So that was a huge
we
production.
really learned a lot about that doing a stage production like that. And that influenced us to actually do a lot more with their stage production.
Yeah.
After playing with Guar, like we could realize what we were actually able to do and what we were not able to do.
Yeah.
So those are 2 good examples, really, of bands that we're just like in awe of in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Band started back in 2013, and we're talking 12 years. You've got 5 albums, 2 EPs out now. You've toured the world numerous times. I heard, Adam, you saying back in the beginning, you were just hoping to get an album out.
We thought, you got to start somewhere. And I thought we'll be really lucky if we can just get this album out there and do something with it. And then it snowballed from there pretty quickly. It became apparent that we would definitely be putting out at least a couple more albums.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard the band
Maybe not
originally.
5, but
Yeah.
You were doing punk, Adam, and originally when you
Yeah.
wanted to go the Savage Master direction, you had a band name with Leather Blood. That was the original name of the band.
that was the original concept pre Stacy really being involved. I had wanted to do a traditional metal band for probably 5 or 6 years leading up to that. And living in Louisville, Kentucky, it's a no-go. There's just not a scene there for that. There's nobody that's into that music, at least then. Now there are
Yeah.
Yeah.
a good amount of people that are into it. But at the time, there was no one. It's an indie rock city. It had death metal and like still had a lot of new metal bands because it's a behind the times kind of city. So it was impossible. But Leather Blood was the first idea I had for it. And I had the song from the first album, Marry the Wolf.
Mm.
That was the first song I ever wrote for it.
I'm trying to figure out how I can phrase this question and make it sound right because I hate this term, but I want to ask the question. When you were thinking of going like in the direction of Savage Master is now, when you had the Leather Blood idea, did you have the idea then that you wanted a female singer, or would it have been a male singer and Stacy just came along? Because I hate the term female fronted band. I think that's biased. I think a band is a band.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I wanted to ask the
100%
questions you have in mind.
100%. I wanted a female singer. 100%. If I was going to get a male singer, I would have just done it myself. I definitely wanted that. I wanted it to be like Warlock, Sacred Few, Taste of Iron. There's so many bands out there, Zed Yago, that were influencing me at the time. Hellion, Snow White, Acid. Those were the bands I was listening to and thinking about. And I wanted to take that and mix it with a little bit of Sirathongo, a little bit of Manila Road, a little bit of Great White, Twisted Sister, all of that stuff mixed up. But I definitely wanted a female singer. That was something that was on my to-do list 100%. So as soon as I found Stacy, I knew it was on.
And, and Stacy, were you always wanting to get into metal like this, or did you do some pop stuff, or what? How did you come about? I know you sent Adam a tape, right?
Yeah, I sent him a demo of me singing Starbreaker by Judas Priest. And there was a Witchfinder General song, and I just, for some reason, can't remember what song it was. But we'll have to look and find that too.
So Witchfinder General was a band that we immediately bonded over.
Yeah.
That we both really already loved together. And that was another part where once me and Stacy met, I was very confident in the fact that we could do a band because we had very similar tastes, not just in metal, but in punk and in new wave.
Even aesthetics, because like the Hammer horror aesthetic is in Witchfinder General stuff too. And so we're really into that.
Very, very cool. And it's got to be just gratifying to still be here. Like I said, 12 years later, putting out another album, you're gaining more and more critical acclaim all the time. You know, nowadays bands are just here today, gone tomorrow, but you guys are here to stay, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's true. It's neat to hear people love it. That's not why we do it, but yeah, it's cool to hear as many people come around to it now that have. It's been a long road. It's been a hard road for it. It's not like we were always pushing forward, or there were times when we did think about stopping. Plenty of times. It's hard. I think anybody who does a touring band knows how hard it is. A hard financial impact, a hard emotional impact. It can ruin your
physically.
It really can.
Yeah.
And, so it's walking a tightrope out there, and sometimes people get tired of it. I've certainly been tired of it, just never tired enough to stop.
Yeah.
Did either of you ever have a plan B? If this doesn't work, here's what I'm going to do, or was it going to be rock and roll?
Not me personally. I'm stuck in this. I've been in it since I was like 18 or something. I'm done. I'm cooked.
How about you, Stacy?
Not really. I guess it's weird, but like when I moved in 2012, I moved to Louisville and I wanted to do a metal band. And I guess I just didn't really think about, it's like the other stuff I do is more in support of doing this. So this is the goal.
Definitely. Very cool. I mean, it's been fun watching you guys grow. I jumped on with you guys like first album. It's been amazing to see the growth and the audience grow. It's been exciting to be a part of it all. And Stacy, I got to tell you, from that first interview that we did together, you were so shy back then. You've really come out of your shell. It's been awesome to see.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So moving forward, your tour, you got these tours lined up. Any big festival dates coming up? Anything like that? Or are you just going to go out and grind?
Yeah, we've got Muscle Rock,
which is one we've wanted to play since the beginning of the band almost. As soon as we were made aware of Muscle Rock, we wanted to play it. A lot of great bands have played it. A lot of cool bands have played it. And so that's one we're really looking forward to. Of course, we just knocked out Hell's Heroes and knocked out 2 Minutes to Tulsa. Both of those are amazing U.S. festivals, especially for this kind of music. They both mix a lot of metal genres within this certain old school metal aspect. Those were 2 we just knocked out. Those are fantastic. Past Muscle Rock, I don't think we have anything else on the books as far as big festivals right now.
Cool. Talk a little bit about, I'm always fascinated by this, what it's like, the logistics to tour overseas. So you guys are going to like Belgium, Germany. The logistics of lining that all up. Do you have like really good tour management? Are you guys doing this? How's that working? And then getting everything there.
We've done it both ways, honestly. We've done it where we've set it up, had to set up most of it. We've done it where someone else set it up. For the first few tours we did, we had management through Bart Gabriel, through Gabriel Management.
Okay.
Shout out to Bart Gabriel.
Yeah.
Bart helped us exponentially. I couldn't even put on paper how this guy has helped us over the years.
Extremely.
And schooled us in how things are done correctly.
Yeah.
With this kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
This time we're still dealing with Bart through Dragon Productions, this production company in Europe that we use for touring. Great stuff. But we are definitely being a little more hands-on this time with everything, getting everything over there, getting everything rented. So it's quite a headache. You've got to get a van, you got to get gear, you got to get your merch there. We've all got to get there. Those tickets are expensive. So you have to have the front money to do that. And it's a lot, man. I mean, it's a real headache, but when you're over there and you're playing for good crowds and you're in Belgium or you're in Denmark or something,
Yeah, it's all worth
Not
it.
at all.
You're at the
Yeah.
home of Hammer Films and everything over there.
You're just eating licorice and you're happy.
That's awesome. I want to finish up with some silly questions, hoping questions that you guys have never been asked before. I've done this with Stacy, so she's going to got schooled on this a little bit.
Yeah.
But before we do that, was there anything we didn't talk about in regards to the album or anything that's coming up that you guys wanted to mention before we go daft off into silliness here?
No, not really.
So
Thanks to everyone who's bought it. And if you haven't bought it, go out and buy it. Check it out. Go
Absolutely.
on YouTube and have a listen. It's out there. You can check it out.
To buy it, do you guys have a thing through like your own website where they can buy it, or just go anywhere and buy it as long as they're buying it?
yeah, we have a Bandcamp. They
Okay.
can buy it through. Yeah.
Definitely go to Bandcamp then. Perfect.
Yep.
All right. One of you will have the advantage because you'll know the question. But since I haven't done this with Adam before, I'll start with Adam. Pick a television show you would like a song off of Dark and Dangerous placed in.
Oh gosh. Like I assume I have to pick a current show.
You can go with the past one too. We'll get it in a rerun.
Okay. Past shows, Twin Peaks. Put their song in Twin Peaks, please.
Okay.
Otherwise, and as a new school one, put it in Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
I'd be very happy with that. or put it in Black Mirror also. Give me
Black
the
Mirror. Black Mirror would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would your choice be, Stacey? One of those? You got your own.
Yeah.
I stole Yellow Jackets from her.
Yellow Jackets from me. Yeah. Actually, it'd be really cool if it was on Stranger Things.
Oh,
Somebody
okay.
actually made a meme of I'm terrible with the characters' names, but when they're like, "What's her favorite song? What's her favorite song?" and they play Kate Bush, but they made a meme where they were playing Savage Master.
Oh, that's
So-
awesome.
So
Awesome.
yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be great.
Adam, give us an Stacey, give it. I'm going to switch back and forth here. Stacey, give us an
Okay.
item that decorated your teenage bedroom.
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
What did you have in there?
I didn't not much. I don't know. I actually have a lot of like little troll dolls and Barbie dolls.
Okay. All right. Adam?
We still have quite a few of her trolls here.
Yeah, yeah.
Me, oh, definitely my teenage bedroom.
Yeah.
I'd say I had a huge Megadeth So Far So What poster. But more than that, and I don't know your age, but maybe you remember this, but CDs used to come in these boxes,
The long boxes. Yeah.
the long box. And I cut all those out and had those all over my walls. Every one of them. From Black Flag to Black Sabbath, I had every one of them up there on the wall. I love that. I really missed that part of it, actually.
That is cool. Very cool. Adam, if you could blink and appear anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
One place I'm enamored with and I really want to visit is India.
India? How about
I
you,
would
Stacey?
love to go to India. Very interested in that place.
Cool.
India would be cool too, but I'd like to go to Japan just because it's just a place we hear a lot about, and we have friends going there right now. Marta Gabriel's going pretty soon to do some tour dates there, and it just seems neat. The culture is so different. Sometimes we watch little videos about things you can do there. There's all these vending
Gotcha stores,
machines. Yeah,
Gotcha
gotcha.
machines.
That's what they're called, gotcha machines.
That was my
But yeah,
favorite
it would just be. I think it would just be so different, and it'd be cool to go.
Very cool. Last one, and this is the one we have the most fun with. And normally I ask the person this, but I'm going to ask you of each other, okay? And there go my dogs right on cue.
place.
They love to put cameos in on these interviews. Stacey, if they were to make a biopic of Adam's life, what actor would you pick to portray him? And you can pick anybody.
Oh my God. I don't know. It's tough.
Do it.
I don't know. Jason Momoa.
Now it's your
Okay.
turn, Adam.
Your
If they were to
turn.
make a biopic
Oh, I know who yours. I think I know who yours.
of Stacey's life,
I'm not.
Oh, gosh, that is hard.
especially
Your
when she's
turn.
sitting beside you.
Yeah.
What's the girl that does Wednesday? Jenna Ortega?
Yeah. Ortega.
Yeah, that's who goes.
Jenna Ortega? Very
Yeah.
cool. Awesome. That's fun. A lot of fun. All right.
And then Christina Ricci could be the older Stacy.
There you go. I could see that. I could definitely
I
see
would love that.
I would too. That would be great.
I know. I was waiting for Stacey to come out with Brad Pitt or somebody like that to portray you.
I was worried she was going to throw out Dom DeLuise.
That'd be classic. Oh, as always, it's been a lot of fun talking with you, Adam. It's been a blast chatting with you for the first time. Like I said, Stacy and I go back about 10, 12 years now. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
very cool to chat
Thank
with
you
you
so much
both.
for having us.
Absolutely. Much success to you on the tour. Safe travels. May all the shows be sold out. And
Thank you.
looking forward to that next video coming out and a whole lot more Savage Master. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much. Take care.